So you're trying to write SEO content, or even just quite a long content, so maybe 1500 words upwards. And often what you'll find is the topic could be a bit repetitive if you're trying to do it about something which you consider maybe not that interesting or doesn't have a lot to write about. So in this case, we've picked resin driveways as an example, and what you find is that you quickly find that resin driveways either has a lot of technical stuff, which people don't necessarily want to hear about, because although it's great that the guys doing it know about that stuff, the customer probably just wants to know the benefits and stuff. First thing I've done is gone to moz.com, and I'm on the keyword research tool. So I'll stick in resin driveways, and you'll see, I can click this all suggestions, and you'll see kind of the monthly volume. So what you want to know is which one's worth writing about. Resin driveways on its own is. Resin driveway reviews is probably not relevant, so we'd sort of not do that one. Resin driveways near me could be relevant, so it might be worth writing about. Resin driveways costs. So all of these could be headings on your page, and you could write a paragraph about each. So yeah, you can see resin driveway colours and all this sort of stuff. Anyways, that's a good way to find out, maybe some way to think about what headings could I use to fit these keywords in, and then content I could write surrounding that. Another thing you can do is it is called answerthepublic.com, and what you do is it tells you when you're searching on Google. So if I go to Google and show you, just go in here, and then I'll just do it here, and this is the drop down on Google, and then you see London, cost, DIY, UK, cost per square meters. So that gives you a clue. Well, Answer the Public has done that work for you, and it tells you all the when, why, where, which, what, where, are, will, how, etc. So it gives you all these sort of, why do resin driveways crack? Well, that would be a really good thing to write either a blog about, or even just a section of your page where you have that as a heading and then you answer it. How resin driveways are laid. So all those sorts of things could make for good headings, because people are searching for them and they're interested in them, and they also lead to an easy way to structure yourself and think about how to write the content. This has already given me way more than enough to write 1500 words if I answered all these. Some will be quite similar. Which resin driveways, it would be helpful to know what that finishes with, but what type of resin is used for driveways. A lot of them, if they do get repetitive, then obviously just pick your best ones, but this should give you more than enough ammo in a lot of topics to work out how to write more. There's loads and loads of ways you can think about these things, loads of strategies, but what I would say to you is, if you're going to do it for an entire website, perhaps you should think of a template. So normally there's going to be an intro and there's going to be a summary at the end. Always be thinking about writing about benefits. So what does the customer get out of this service? What's the point in them using it? It isn't because they get a resin driveway. That might be what they want, but the benefit is that they get a nice place to park their car, or the current driveway might be gravel and they just might not like the noise it makes, or the car's sinking, or there's too much maintenance on their driveway, or it's got grass on it and they want to change it, or whatever it is. We're trying to talk about the benefits of using resin, and in particular resin versus block paving, for example. Anything you could do to get those points across. Here's the pros and cons, here's why you'd use it. All of those things will be the reasons to sell and reasons to buy, and you can always use your call to action throughout as well. If you're interested in resin driveways, get in touch now. And that's the way we would think about it and structure our SEO content, and especially in a way that helps us to write nice content that humans want to read because they're asking questions about it, and that allows us to fill in the 1500 words reasonably quickly without becoming repetitive or boring, and without missing the mark, so to speak. So I hope that's helped you think about your SEO. There's so much more you could talk about in this subject. It's a full-time job, right? I can't explain it in a few minutes, but I hope that helps you to get started. And if you do have any questions or you want more videos, please write them in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe.